Did you know one of the best NBA scorers of all time started his journey sleeping in a car at public parks with his father because he was homeless, to dropping 60 points against Kobe Bryant's Los Angeles Lakers? His rise was nothing short of extraordinary. But his career wasn't just about points and highlights. It was filled with controversy, redemption, and a fight to prove doubters wrong. Gilbert Arenas is among the most electrifying and misunderstood players in NBA history. Arenas didn't just play basketball. He lived it, broke rules, and became a legend who refused to back down. Nicknamed Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas became one of the most prolific scorers in the NBA during the mid-2000s. He was a three-time NBA All-Star, known for his fearless clutch shots and incredible scoring streaks. But beyond the accolades, Arenas brought something else to the game: swagger, unpredictability, and the willingness to put everything on the line. The story of his rise, falls, and legacy is one of the most compelling narratives in sports history. Before the sold-out arenas, the buzzer beaters, and the all-star appearances, Gilbert's story began in a small car in Los Angeles, California, where he and his father struggled to get by. How did a kid with seemingly a little chance of success rise to the heights of the NBA? To understand his greatness, we need to start from the beginning. Gilbert Arenas Jr. was born in Tampa, Florida on January 6, 1982. His mother left when he was just a baby. His father, Gilbert Sr., raised Gilbert. The two moved to Los Angeles, California, where life became difficult. Often they lived out of their car, struggling to make ends meet. But through the hardships, Gilbert Jr. found a love for basketball. Watching players like Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan on TV gave him a dream that seemed impossible, but would later define his life. Despite his passion for the game, Arenas faced one major obstacle: nobody believed in him. In high school, scouts labeled him too small and too skinny to succeed. At just 5 feet 8 inches and 130 pounds, Gilbert wasn't the physical powerhouse most recruiters were looking for. But instead of giving up, Arenas embraced the doubt. He began working tirelessly on his game, using every slight and criticism as motivation. Gilbert's first major breakthrough came during his junior year at Grant High School in Los Angeles. After a massive growth spurt, Arenas suddenly stood 6 foot 4 inches tall, and his game began flourishing. In one standout game, he scored 36 points, catching the attention of college scouts for the first time. The University of Arizona decided to take a chance on the talented combo guard. Gilbert Arenas' college career at the University of Arizona was a preview of the star he would later become in the NBA. Over 2 seasons, Arenas proved himself as a dynamic scorer and an electrifying player on both ends of the court. He averaged an impressive 16 points per game, shooting nearly 47% from the field and adding 4 rebounds and 2 assists per game. In his freshman year, 1999 to 2000, Arenas scored in double figures in 31 of Arizona's 34 games and ranked 10th in the Pac-10 conference in scoring. His sophomore season, 2000 to 2001, was even more remarkable. Arenas earned all Pac-10 first-team honors and played a crucial role in leading the Wildcats deep into the NCAA tournament and all the way to the championship game. Gilbert had 20 points in the Final Four game against Michigan State, even though they lost against Duke in the championship. His ability to step up in high-pressure moments and his defensive grit and high basketball IQ made him a standout in one of the nation's top programs. He was ready for the NBA. Despite his success in college, Arenas fell to the first pick in the second round of the 2001 NBA draft, where he was picked 31st overall by the Golden State Warriors. Teams doubted his ability to adapt to the NBA's physicality, but Arenas didn't let that stop him. He viewed being a second-round pick as another slight, a new challenge to overcome. Gilbert Arenas wasted no time proving the doubters wrong. In his second season with the Warriors, he averaged 18 points and 6 assists per game, earning the NBA's Most Improved Player award in 2003. His quick scoring ability and fearless drives to the basket made him a fan favorite, and other teams began to take notice. After 2 seasons as a Golden State Warrior, Gilbert Arenas signed with the Washington Wizards as a free agent in the summer of 2003. But Arenas' rise wasn't without struggles. During his transition to the Washington Wizards in 2003, he suffered a severe abdominal injury that sidelined him for most of the season. Many questioned whether he'd ever return to form, but in typical Arenas fashion, he came back stronger, using his recovery time to refine his game even further. What made Arenas unique was his versatility on the court. Known for his deep three-point range, quick first step, and killer instinct in clutch moments, he earned the nickname Agent Zero in DC. The moniker symbolized his jersey number and his mentality as a Secret Service marksman, starting from zero and building something extraordinary. In the 2004-05 season, Arenas had his best year yet, averaging 26 points per game and leading the Wizards to their first playoff series win in over 2 decades. His ability to rise above adversity, whether on the court or in life, became his trademark. That season, Gilbert Arenas and the Washington Wizards ended their long playoff drought, making it to the postseason for the first time in nearly a decade. Arenas was the team's undeniable leader, and he showcased why he belonged on basketball's biggest stage. In the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs, Arenas led the Wizards against the Chicago Bulls, averaging 24 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds per game across the series. His clutch shooting in Game 5, where he sank a game-winning jumper with 3.3 seconds left, secured the Wizards' first playoff series victory since 1982. This was a defining moment, as it not only solidified Arenas' status as a star, but also proved he could deliver under pressure. With their newfound playoff success in the 2005-06 season, the Wizards seemed primed to challenge for a championship. Arenas' incredible scoring ability made him a focal point of the team's offensive strategy. One of Arenas' most defining performances came on December 17, 2006, when he went head-to-head against Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. Arenas erupted for 60 points in a thrilling overtime battle, leading the Washington Wizards to a 147-141 victory. What made this performance legendary wasn't just the points. Arenas grabbed 8 rebounds and dished out 8 assists, putting his full skill set on display after playing against his favorite player. He fearlessly attacked the rim, sinking 21 of 27 free throws, and drained a game-clinching three-pointer in overtime. Facing Kobe Bryant, one of the fiercest competitors in NBA history, Arenas showed the world that he could perform under the brightest lights and highest stakes. Just 5 days after his 60-point masterpiece, Arenas dropped another jaw-dropping performance on December 22, 2006, torching the Phoenix Suns for 54 points. This wasn't just any game, it was a clash between two-time MVP Steve Nash and a Suns team known for their fast-paced offense. Arenas was on fire, shooting 21 of 37 from the field and hitting 7 three-pointers. During this stretch, Arenas' frustration at being snubbed by Team USA became clear. "They thought I wasn't good enough? Watch me now," he declared, silencing doubters with back-to-back 50-point games and cementing his reputation as one of the league's most explosive scorers. Between December 17 and December 22 of 2006, Arenas joined an exclusive club of NBA legends by scoring 50-plus points in back-to-back games. This feat, achieved against two elite teams, the Lakers and the Suns, put Arenas alongside names like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant in NBA history. During this stretch, Arenas turned his frustration over being left off Team USA into one of the greatest scoring runs the league had ever seen, racking up a staggering 114 points in just 2 games. This wasn't just basketball. Arenas made a statement to the world. The 2006 playoff series between the Wizards and Cavaliers became legendary. Arenas went toe-to-toe with LeBron James, delivering one of the most entertaining duels of the era. In Game 5, Arenas exploded for 44 points, keeping the Wizards in the fight. However, the series ultimately came down to Game 6, where Arenas missed 2 critical free throws in the closing seconds after LeBron whispered in his ear, "If you miss these, the game's over." Moments later, Cleveland hit a game winner, ending the Wizards' season. Though the loss stung, Arenas' performance throughout the series, where he averaged 34 points per game, cemented him as one of the league's elite scorers. Arenas averaged a career-high 29 points per game, ranking 4th in the league. However, the Wizards' championship aspirations would be tested in the playoffs, where Arenas faced off against LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round. While Arenas never won an NBA championship, his career was marked by moments where he seemed destined for greatness. Injuries and controversies would later derail his journey, but during his peak years, he was considered one of the best players in the league. His lack of a championship doesn't diminish his legacy. Instead, it highlights the challenges he faced and the greatness he achieved despite the odds stacked against him. Arenas' career took a major hit in the 2007-08 season. Despite his dominance on the court, he suffered a devastating knee injury that required multiple surgeries. The injury limited him to just 13 games that season and marked the beginning of a long and painful road to recovery. During this time, Arenas struggled with feelings of frustration and helplessness as he watched his team falter without him. While sidelined, Arenas spoke openly about the emotional toll of his injury. In interviews, he admitted to feeling like he'd let his team and fans down. However, this period also gave Arenas time to reflect on his journey. He began to see basketball not just as a game, but as a platform to inspire others who faced adversity. In the 2008-09 season, Arenas made his much-anticipated return. Determined to silence the critics, he worked tirelessly to get back into peak condition. However, the comeback was short-lived. A series of setbacks, including another knee injury, kept him off the court for most of the season. Fans and analysts began to wonder if Arenas would ever return to the player he once was. In the 2009-10 season, Arenas had moments where he showed flashes of his old self. He averaged 23 points per game, proving he could still be an offensive force. While the Wizards didn't make the playoffs that year, Arenas' determination to fight through adversity inspired teammates and fans. There were a lot of ups and downs, but Arenas was beloved by many of his teammates. Players like Karen Butler and Anton Jamison often praised Arenas' work ethic and leadership, even during his injuries. Former coach Eddie Jordan once said, "Gilbert's heart and passion for the game are unmatched. He never stops believing he can overcome anything." By 2010, injuries had started to take their toll on Arenas, but he still had moments where he reminded fans of his incredible talent. One such moment came on January 5th, 2010, when Arenas dropped 45 points against the Indiana Pacers. Shooting 13 of 23 from the field and hitting 5 three-pointers, Arenas showed that, even as the Wizards struggled, he could still take over games with his scoring prowess. Though the Wizards lost the game, this performance was a bittersweet reminder of the brilliance that had once made Arenas one of the most feared scorers in the league. Unfortunately, one of the most infamous chapters of Gilbert Arenas' career unfolded in the 2009-10 season during his time with the Washington Wizards. Arenas became embroiled in a highly publicized locker room altercation with teammate Javaris Crittenton over a gambling dispute. The situation escalated when both players reportedly brought firearms into the locker room. Although no violence occurred, the incident cast a dark shadow over Arenas' career after being suspended. The NBA swiftly took action, suspending Arenas for the remaining 50 games in the season. This was a devastating blow, both to Arenas' career and to his public image. While Arenas took responsibility for his actions and apologized, many wonder if he'd ever recover from the fallout. In the aftermath, Arenas admitted that the incident marked one of the lowest points of his life. In interviews, he reflected on how his competitiveness and immaturity had led to poor decisions. He used this time away from basketball to focus on personal growth and to reframe his priorities. "Basketball had always been my escape, but this was a wake-up call. I had to learn who I was outside of the game," Arenas later said. Following the suspension and ongoing knee issues, the Washington Wizards decided to part ways with Arenas. He was traded to the Orlando Magic during the 2010-11 season. Though Arenas still displayed flashes of his old brilliance, he was no longer the dominant player he once was. In Orlando, he averaged just 8 points per game in limited minutes, struggling to adapt to his new role. Basketball started to become more of a drag than fun. After his time in Orlando, Arenas signed with the Memphis Grizzlies in 2012, hoping to reinvent himself as a veteran leader. While his role was minimal, Arenas embraced the opportunity to mentor younger players and share the lessons he'd learned throughout his career. However, his stint with Memphis would ultimately mark the end of his NBA career. In 2013, Arenas briefly played professional basketball in China for the Shanghai Sharks. While his stint overseas was short-lived, it allowed Arenas to reconnect with the joy of playing the game, free from the pressures and controversies of the NBA. He averaged 20.7 points and 7.3 rebounds per game, proving he still had something left in the tank. After retiring from professional basketball, Arenas transitioned into a quieter life, focusing on his family and business ventures. He became a proud father, frequently sharing moments with his children on social media. He also found a second wind in media, hosting a popular podcast called No Chill with Gilbert Arenas, where he offers unfiltered takes on basketball life and everything in between. Arenas' impact on the game of basketball cannot be overstated. Now his kids are up next. His son, Elijah, is a 5-star senior in the class of 2024, so you will be getting to know him soon. Known for his ability to score from anywhere on the court, he was one of the first players to regularly shoot deep three-pointers, long before it became commonplace in today's NBA. His fearless attitude and flashy style paved the way for modern guards like Stephen Curry and Damian Lillard, who credit Arenas as an inspiration. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think was Gilbert Arenas' most iconic moment? Was it his 60-point game against Kobe, his fierce rivalry with Team USA, or his clutch playoff performances? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. If you like this video, learn more about the overweight NBA legend drafted during a Taco Bell commercial.